I touched my face. I gotta go wash. I'm sorry.
Go wash.
Sorry. It's Mason and Remy show podcast. It's a Mason and Remy show podcast. It's both of the guys, none of the songs. Just two guys talking way too long. I broke my keyboard. It's working fine now. I figured it out. We're good. We're too close.
We're
This
not.
is
We're
not
6
six.
feet.
This is not 6 feet.
It is 6 feet.
I almost wasn't here today. I almost sent you a note and was like, we should not be doing
I had
this.
a feeling, I get that feeling because you are a germaphobe like that. I'm wondering. Was wondering when that call where Remy, you're doing the show alone, is coming.
It's and this is the hard part about our job. I fully believe that we have a duty right now to people who are worried about this, because I'm worried about this. I didn't panic buy, and now they're like, no bars, no restaurants. I'm like, I should have panic bought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a family to protect. I almost tweeted yesterday, if you're out looking for food and weapons, I don't have any. Leave us alone. I don't know what to do. But I don't want to cause the outright panic or add to it, because there is on the back of this Lysol bottle, it says it kills the human coronavirus, and this has been with me for
Lysol has said it's killed the human coronavirus for like the past 20 years.
I know. So I'm just going to bathe in the booth, if you know what I mean. But welcome to the Mundane Monday Podcast, live from quarantined soon in our office, in our office here. I want to bring this microphone, which I know is the only microphone, I am the only, like, we're in an exclusive relationship.
Yep.
That one in the studio? Nah, huh?
There's
Whore.
multiple people on that.
It's a whore
Or a
mic.
day.
That's
Or a day. Not just once or twice, like,
What's up, Dave?
or a day.
That's just
Yeah, this microphone, the same
That's
thing.
just you.
These are our personal microphones.
brought
that we
them from
have.
home because we care about
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
But also, there was people in over the weekend. I don't know if you saw the posts about it, but there were multiple posts about how I'm going to work. So if you see me, from Lori, do you know what I'm saying?
I
Did you
didn't see this post that you're referencing.
She said, I have a red nose because I've been blowing it, and I'm not contagious. And I questioned why she's working at a radio station if she's a physician and knows that she's not contagious. I have to go talk into that microphone later.
Yeah.
The only exposure I've had to humans since I last saw you was going out to get food from a drive-through over the weekend.
Yeah.
This, I can lay down and I can touch us. That's not 6 feet. That's not 6 feet.
Here, if I back closer to the wall,
Have you
make me
seen?
feel any more comfortable?
No. It's not your fault.
On the Today Show, they were doing social distancing.
It's not your fault. No, I know. But I've seen video of a guy who's like wearing a table, right? You're supposed to keep, like, I was listening today on the way in to the mayor of St. Louis and the county chairperson of St. Charles talk about how you can have a restaurant, but the tables all have to be 6 feet apart. That's very far apart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to make it very limited for you to be able to go out and do that. I don't know why they don't just shut them down altogether like they did in Illinois.
They're going, that's kind of misleading because takeout is still an option
Yeah,
at a lot of the restaurants. So I want to make sure that anybody who owns a restaurant still gets some business during
Right.
this time,
So,
because it's not gonna be awesome.
I had that in my stuff this morning because my wife like jumped into action and was like, these are the places who are offering like a curbside pickup or delivery now. Because I
Yeah.
saw like all the Sugar Fire sorry, I shouldn't say all, I don't know. But I saw many of the Sugar Fire locations are offering delivery now, and
Got some extra personnel.
And I even tweeted that over the weekend. Like, I heard that there are people probably looking for some delivery drivers or some sort of help. If you are an unfortunate victim of a layoff due to this, because that's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm also severely concerned about how companies are profiting right now. Like, really frustrated about it. How can it be a state of emergency if companies are like taking baths in gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm just confused on that. It really bothers me.
Yeah.
That if we are so prepared for this, open it up. Why do I still have to pay a mortgage or a house payment if I'm not working? You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of people, and I think that's coming. Like I think that there are some interesting graphics that were posted over the weekend that I saw where we are in comparison to where Italy was when everything went down, and it's pretty staggering how like similar those numbers are. And do we go under a nationwide quarantine? Is that a thing that's going to happen? Who knows? I mean, these are all just thoughts right now.
There's speculation of that already being discussed.
Yeah,
like
I believe the governor of New York, Cuomo, was on this morning on the Today Show, and he was saying don't be surprised if a nationwide quarantine does happen. I don't know exactly what that means. I would imagine that means like we're not on the air.
See,
we're
I think we're
trying to broadcast
personnel.
From home,
I think that they might try and set that up. That would be great. I mean, I would appreciate not having to share a microphone with literally anybody ever in my life. Yeah. No offense to anybody. But then we go out and do events. Like for St. Baldrick's, I'm out there sharing the mic with like a little girl who had recovered from cancer and 58 other people on the stage. And JT, I know, was here watching. He was there too, and I think about it. But Colleen said the toilet paper thing. I had that thought too. If you are at risk and you're not supposed to leave, you got to wipe your butt. Like,
it was weird. I went out last night. I went to Schnucks, and it was oddly emotional. I went to Schnucks in Columbia, and it was like the only thing I can compare it to. It was like getting to a Black Friday sale too late.
Yeah.
It was like all the canned foods had been rummaged through. There were still some. I mean, I was able to get my list.
Did you find pasta? Was there hard pasta?
There was hard pasta.
Okay,
I had to get, instead of regular spaghetti, I had to get thick spaghetti. But I figured in time of need, thick spaghetti would be better.
Hearty. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody should be ready with 2 C's on your thickness to survive whatever is coming up.
I was able to get everything that was on our list, and mind you, I wasn't like going there to like stock up on things. I was going there to get like milk for the kids and bread and things like that to get us through a week. And I was able to get everything except for the bread is now in the form of hamburger buns because there was no bread.
It is what it is.
No bread. And you had to make some compromises on a couple of different like brand choices and things like that. But got apples, got carrots, got a lot of chunky soup.
But is this how it goes down?
SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
I went to bed early on Friday and woke up at 6:30 on Saturday and went grocery shopping to try and be like one of the first people. And it was busy. They had toilet paper. I wanted to reassure everybody.
Wow.
I should have taken a picture.
Yeah, there was no toilet paper.
But I was holding my breath the whole time because I don't want to go in there. You know when someone walks by you and you just get you get their air. And you can
that's how I felt last night.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that every day.
There were people openly coughing. I'm like, if you need to suppress that if you're going out. Even if you just have a cough and it's just whatever.
Even in our office here, when I was like clearing my throat before we went on here, I was very careful to feel like.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the germiest part of anybody's body right now.
Yeah, right. The inside of their elbow.
Right.
We had to make the decision this morning because for whatever reason in Illinois they closed all the schools, so that's done until the end of the month. Any public school is, and I would imagine most private schools at this point as well. They haven't done that totally in Missouri yet, but Wednesday I think it is. All the St. Louis area, St. Charles, all of them, they're all schools out for the end of the month.
Oh, is that what's going down?
And so the preschool that we go to isn't a part of it's I guess it would be privately funded. It's not, they don't get any funding through the state or anything. And I don't think any preschool program really does, but they have not been canceled yet. They have the DCFS is who they report to, Department of Children and Family Services. So that department has not declared daycares, preschools be canceled or quarantined at this point. So we had to make the decision this morning on whether or not Emerson was just going to go. Like, we'll voluntarily take her out, and she's, we're still having to pay the money for preschool at this point.
But that's another thing that should stop, right? Like everything.
It should.
Companies
it
shouldn't
should.
be profiting
Yeah.
from this moment.
But technically, I mean, if you got both parents at work at this point and they're not being told to work from home or whatever, like I get it. Like you gotta put your kids somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta have childcare. I get that.
And because they haven't technically canceled preschool across the state, like I'm more than willing to pay my share for this week and not send her and be safe that way than to pay and maybe something happens. I don't know. So it's just I went to go take the check today, and there were like, in a class normally of like 15 to 20 kids on any given day, there was probably like 3 or 4 kids in the classroom. So there were other parents that were like in our boat, which you know.
And I had my stuff that Alicia was facing an angry 15-and-a-half-year-old who's like, all my friends are getting together because we don't have school. They're having a sleepover at Jake's house or whatever, Jack's house, and I can't go. You're damn right. Go back up. So you have no problem being in your room like 24 hours a day, right? Like, and I'm sorry if I know my wife is probably watching, but and that means
they can all connect via the internet, right?
But
that's how they do normally.
And they do, yeah. And that's the thing is they do, but
it's more so like a fear, just a FOMO thing,
probably for him. And when you hear that if you're young and healthy, it doesn't affect you, you start to go YOLO or whatever kids say right now.
Yeah.
But that's not the case if you see a grandparent. Like, think about, you go to that party, you transmit, you cough around them, haha, you're all hanging out. I don't know what the hell they do. You're sharing Cheetos and Mountain Dews. Take the controller, bro.
Yeah.
And then that kid's like, I'm going to go see my grandma.
Yeah.
That could be dangerous.
Yeah.
And I'm just for once, like, I know I'm not trying to like feed into it. I'm not trying to encourage it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But just for once, can we not like second guess and be crazy and just be like, you know what? Maybe this is serious. There's no toilet paper.
Yeah.
As I heard the announcement yesterday from Illinois shutting down all that stuff, I went, I am trying really hard not to panic, and that's okay. It's okay to be afraid, right? Like, don't tell me how to feel. Don't tell me my wife and I have both gone through this, I think. Where she's like, should I drive down early? I'm like, I don't know what difference that's going to make, but because she's not even with me right now. I can't protect my family right now. And I don't know how to. If I have to, what does that mean? I've seen too many movies.
I watched Outbreak over the weekend.
You're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I love you. Oh, why do you open the door to hell and then go, gosh, it's hot, guys?
I was doing a water change, and it was one of those.
Frozen 2 is on Disney Plus.
It was on our TV all weekend, but I was down in the basement on that TV, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I read this book.
I like bathing in hell.
I think it was. It's not called. I don't think the book was called Outbreak.
I think you're right.
The book was called something else. But regardless, I felt that it was very interesting. And
that one's about the monkey.
Yes, it is a totally different thing.
Not a bat, not bat.
But it's funny that Netflix is like suggesting that to people, like it's on. And I don't know if it's just like me because we watched Contagion, but
was that on Netflix too? I was gonna say it might be like just, hey, a lot of people are watching this movie. Maybe everybody they don't know.
Yeah.
They're all working from home, so they don't see what the Netflix.
They don't see that it's
AI is doing. It's just out there suggesting everything.
Yeah, I think I'm on a different perspective. On a different level as we are on most things. I don't know that I'm super paranoid about it, but I will say that Schnucks kind of rattled me last night. No offense to Schnucks.
It's because it's until it hits you, until it touches you, you go, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks wasn't enough?
And
well, now you can't get do-si-dos.
I know that Schnucks is doing.
Cookies.
I know that Schnucks is doing their best to like clean up, and they have some different hours now, so they're allowing a restocking of shelves and all that kind of stuff. There's another grocery store, I think it's a small local mom and pop shop around here that's doing just elderly shopping. So if you're over the age of 60, they have special hours that you can go and not get overwhelmed by the crazy people in this world. And I gotta say, it was surprisingly calm though. Like, but at the same time, it was like we were all connected. I walked down the aisle and there was this young couple. They were shopping, and I was like, this is pretty crazy. And we kind of had that weird like connective moment right there where like we all gotta eat, like we all gotta we all gotta wipe, we all gotta eat and take care of our families in this kind of thing. So
I know it.
how can we support one another in this crazy time? Like
that's
just
the hardest part. Like, and that's why I'm wondering about like companies. I know that like a grocery store has a job to do, right? You're like, I can't shut down. We still got to pay employees, that kind of thing.
They're crucial right now.
I know.
Easy.
I know. It's like stocking, like that. Those overnight stock people. Feel you. You are the snowplow drivers in this crisis.
Yep,
You
doctors, nurses, everybody on the front line, first responders, all of that.
Line.
Like there's now a 1-800 number that you're supposed to call if you feel like you may be displaying symptoms, and then from there, I guess they will direct you to one of the drive-up testing sites. At this point, I don't think that there are enough tests to warrant just anybody and everybody coming out to these sites. So I think you need a referral to get into them.
They said if you have a fever, they will that you have to be showing signs. I was listening to a little bit of that too.
But they had some of those drive up. I think Mercy had one over the weekend, and they ran out of tests. And I think there might have been one other one, but those are going to start to pop up and be more prevalent with Walgreens and Walmart and CVS and all those places as well.
I did think it was cool for them to like show up there to be. I know there was like a press conference last week where the president talked. I think it was Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Friday.
They had all the CEOs up there. They all shook hands. Dumb. But I mean, it's to the extent that this morning we were talking about doing our Dungeons and Dragons game on the 22nd. And everybody was like, we're still doing this? And I was like, I'll be the one. No. And then other people were like, yeah, I guess that's probably smart.
Yeah.
And then they were like, how's the podcast coming? I was like, it is a lot to do. Stop.
You're still working though, right?
Right. Exactly. No, but I do love it. It's just so much. It's a lot. There's a lot to do.
Yeah. I think, I don't know what happens next, and obviously we have this little powwow on Monday mornings, and if something were to happen, I'm sure that there is still a way that we can set up remotely from our homes and do something. Whether I don't know if that looks like on 92.3 or on streaming or on something.
Facebook or on YouTube or something.
We'll definitely try and connect, and none of that's happened yet. But we'll definitely try and connect as much as we possibly can. I know a lot of people are home. This is our parking lot. Oh, will it reach?
Go ahead. I got you. See how far it'll go.
So that normally
is it's packed. It's empty today.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You good?
Yep. And mind you, that's not just our building. We have a bunch of office buildings.
Like 4 or 5 big, probably 5-10 story tall office buildings back there.
Here's a question: do I work out today in the gym that's across the way?
They close gyms in California.
I know, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna go over there today and they're gonna have a note on the door.
See this? See how my foot is there? That is not 6 feet.
I feel infected from your foot.
Should have stayed home. No, I honestly would have said late start for us if this weren't a thing. If this podcast wasn't something that we normally
just come in for the show and kind of communicate via our Google.
As we can, yeah. Maybe we ask if we can do that. Like it was 10:05 and I was like, I'm gonna just it's Monday.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy this. And I think this is something that we need to do a lot more. I think we all need to hang out and chat. Sorry about that.
Are you watching and you are quarantined at your house for 2 weeks, or your work has asked you to stay home or work from home? Go ahead and comment. And I know that there's a bunch of schools, obviously. I've got teacher friends. One of them is a 3rd grade teacher up in the Chicagoland area, and she was talking about how they're like digitally connecting with students and stuff, and if the parents had any questions about that, to let her know. I can't imagine like sure, as a kid, you're like, this is awesome. We do school from home. It's going to be awesome. But then it's like so hard to like focus when you're in your place of comfort.
And yeah, same thing for parents who work, right? Like, I'm working and my kids are home and they're like, hold on, guys, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I was going to say, if we do the show from, if we each do it from our house, it's going to be, we're going to have to like instill quiet time upstairs or something like that so that we can actually get decent audio. But it might be funny to have like the children running around.
I guess, yeah, we are working from home like everybody else, right? But also, is our audience diminished? Because there's not people in cars. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think that
that's how when we connect online on streaming and stuff. So
yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. Because what else are you doing?
Yeah,
you already watched all the season of the whatever Office.
My wife is hooked on Schitt's Creek right now.
You're right. It is Schitt's Creek. I was like, I think it's Schlitz. Nope, that's a beer.
Schlitz. Yeah. No, she's like super hooked on it. I never got into it. I can't get into it. I don't know why, but I'm just not. But she really
Westworld started last night, so I want to get in on that. But I didn't watch it because my wife wasn't with me.
Gotcha.
But I watched The Walking Dead.
One of those shows.
It's one of those shows. Yes, it's HBO. We pay extra for it, so make it something, right? No. But I mean, we just been kind of chatting. I'm sorry I went off on a tangent when I got in here, but I know that you went places this weekend, and I went nowhere.
Yeah.
Other than waking up and going like, I'm getting my groceries, and I did that thing where I was like, I'm not gonna panic buy like a week's worth of food and be one of those lemmings that's work. And now like 2 days later, I'm like, sure, bought more food.
We got a bunch of canned stuff. Like I got probably 10 to 15 different cans of like soup, and I got some SpaghettiOs, ravioli, got some Lunchables, just that stuff that's like that is desperation.
Lasts
if we
a little
need
longer.
this.
Sure. And then you eat it all in the first weekend.
Yeah, right.
Because you're bad at
got like a bunch of tuna.
You're bad at rationing.
Yeah. Stuff like that. So that's what we did. But yeah, I went out. It was the last day of the Bath and Body Works soaps sale.
Oh, I get it. I think my wife did that too.
Go out.
I think my wife did that too up in Normal. I think she did that too.
I felt a little bit better knowing that it was like a soap shop and like they have plenty of disinfectant there. But being at
how was the distance because they have candles, right? And hand sanitizer in like every scent. How were those bins? Were they
there? It was packed.
Really?
Like, there was tons and tons of soap in there.
Like the sanitizer, though. You know, they have the squeezy sanitizers.
I didn't notice any lack of inventory.
Okay.
I was only there for the foamy soaps.
Sure.
But I didn't notice any lack of supply at Bath and Body Works. And it's those like weird, like niche places that you don't think about that has, everybody's going for the Lysol and the Purell. And you go to Walmart, Walgreens, wherever, they don't have it. But if you go to Bath and Body Works and get like a little Scentsy, kiwi, watermelon, whatever, it's still going to do the same thing, but you just smell.
I like the wallflowers from over there. That's what we do. Wallflowers and candles. Let's see. You walk in the back of the house right now. We got a menthol. What is it? Eucalyptus. And then
eucalyptus rain
in the bedroom.
Crisp.
I believe it's like
air.
a vanilla patchouli in the bedroom. And then I think downstairs lilacs. Lilacs in the nerd cave.
That's the nerd cave scent.
That's me.
But yeah, I was at South County Mall. And there was tons of people there. I mean, it looked like a normal.
Cool. So you got the virus. Great.
It looked like a normal Saturday.
I love it. Not 6 feet away. Here at work. Just adding to the numbers.
Yes. No. I went there. I went to Schnucks, and I went and met a guy for some coral. That's about it. But I drove out to O'Fallon, Missouri from Columbia. That is a hike of a drive, but. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I did this weekend. We kind of, other than that, hunkered down. It was a cruddy weekend, lots of rain.
Yeah, I got a leak in the Three Seasons room, bro.
Yeah,
yeah. Like it was raining hard on Saturday, and
like
I looked
water
back.
coming in through your ceiling.
Yeah, so it's not like a fully like insulated part of the house. Yeah. And it's always cold in there, so we don't go in there a lot, except in the summer. And it's like right up at the top. I look at because I can see it through the door out of the kitchen. I'm like in the kitchen, right, eating leftover Emo's pizza, as you do. And I'm like, there's a pool of water out there. There's water been splashing for I don't know how long. Friday night it started. This was Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So I like panic and throw a bucket underneath it, and then the rain stops. So
Is there furniture in there? Anything that could get like wet and
The
damaged?
hammock that you gave, I believe you.
That's meant to be outside, right?
Well, we keep it in the Three Seasons room there, but also just like nothing important. I guess I shouldn't say that. When my grandma passed away, I got all her very nice oak furniture, and I have proceeded to ruin it for the last 10 years. So there's a piece out there that we didn't have a room for, and I've ruined it some more. So continuing the Schrader tradition,
Real wood.
of
You don't see that
ruining
very often anymore.
ruining the things that our parents have left to
It's
us.
all like particle board and stuff
after,
now.
after they pass away. Yep. But it's something that I did not call for yet because they asked me if I want to renew my lease, and I know they want to increase my rent. Not a lot. I was just holding off a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
so I probably should get back to them. Also, I was waiting for them to go, you don't have to pay rent this month before I contact them.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if that'll happen. I mean,
So if you don't have to pay rent, would you just have to pay it double at some point? Or do you just get like free months?
I would like to think that in this crazy time, right, where, I mean, I'm still able to work, so I understand that might not happen,
Mhm.
right? But for some people who are being laid off or not being able to get what they normally get, I would hope there's some relief there. I'm worried about it. What are you doing there? You breathing into your shirt?
I was yawning into my shirt.
Okay.
Now I'm paranoid to give you anything.
I appreciate that. I don't, and that's the thing is I don't come into contact with anybody at risk unless you count like our engineering department. Sorry, guys.
I am that person for you.
You are, no, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if I get it, I'm not as much of a risk. You know what I mean? Like I don't come into contact with people that might die from this. You do.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime are your grandparents, or I'm sorry, are your parents still coming around? Like I know a friend who has said his parents cannot come see their kid.
We haven't seen them there. I know Lauren's parents are scheduled to come April.
Oh, that's next month, bro.
First week of April, I think.
You're hunkered down then. You are also the Remy household is under quarantine until the end of the month. It sounds like then.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what
But
happens.
I think that's smart. Like that's what I'm saying is I'm not worried about me getting sick. I think about the complications of everything else.
Have you seen the matches graphic?
Yep, you pull yourself out of the. Yeah, I've seen a few of those. I do this crazy thing where I think about my impact on other people's lives. Weird. And I think about if I do spread it to someone who I would hate because I'm the kind of person who would blame myself for killing your grandpa.
Yep.
And I don't want that. So I will be in my basement the entire weekend. Even to hear then that everybody's like, you guys didn't stay inside? No restaurants. Like, what are you doing? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Did you see the picture of Nashville? Like Broadway in Nashville. The
No.
like party, like packed, full of people.
Nothing.
I don't know, man.
Oh, you're saying that it was packed with people.
It was packed
I
this,
gotcha.
this
Okay.
past weekend. Like, they're like, hey, guys, self-quarantine. That doesn't mean you and all your friends should quarantine yourselves in a bar.
Yeah, I think it's just they were talking about this morning how it's a mixed bag and we need somebody to say, we need it to be reinforced that you're going out into public or whatever impacts whatever. And I know that I'm an offender of this. I did this on Saturday, but it's because of that mixed messaging where it's like some people are like, whatever, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not susceptible to it. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna. Even if I do get it, I'm gonna be fine.
Right.
But thinking of like being a carrier affecting somebody that is immunocompromised. My wife has MS. She's immunocompromised. It's just part of it. And thinking about, I guess all that national like quarantine thing might be what is next and might actually be the best thing because then you don't have mixed messages anymore. It's just stay home.
Yeah.
There's one directive. So I don't know. I think this next week is going to be there's going to be a lot of stuff that happens this week for sure. Like this week is going to be a turning point, I think.
Yeah.
Just a guess.
Yeah. But we, a lot of people like to say radio is dead or television is dying, but like it's set up for moments like this.
For sure.
When and I will have to tag the explicit for this podcast, but as a professional once told me, when all shit hits fan, you need to know where to go, right? And that's what the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, and those damn EAS tests that you hear all the time are for. you know.
Yeah, your favorite syndicated programming is not going to be able to tell you what's going on in your backyard. So
Yep.
that's where we are for you, and hopefully you
Here.
find some value.
Yeah.
So
But thanks for being a part. It's been a very quiet chat. I don't know if you realize that.
it has been a quiet. We've had a lot of people stop by,
but not a lot of comments. And I'm sorry if you're looking at this like you're crazy.
Yeah.
Or if you're looking at this like he's right.
It's oddly political. It's like super
People
weird.
are making it political.
Like it's just and they're
and
throwing
using
in like
that
politics, but
and
it's,
using that as a reason to cope with it. And I
weird.
understand because you don't know what to do. And I understand that. And I'm not I don't want to condone either side of it or play to that. But I understand how not being able to like, you know what, I don't know. And this is you have faith in something, whether it's whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
Like, that'll hopefully get you through whatever that is.
Yeah. It's science. It's all it is. It's all it boils down to is science and the study of infectious disease.
Right. And
is
I guess
really what it comes down
whether you believe in we will beat this or God has a plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever your belief is.
Yeah.
Or it's all made up. Whatever. Whatever gets you through it. I can't hate on you. I do dumb stuff to get through things all the time. But I hope to see you on the other side because we got like summer coming up.
Yeah.
And things to do. And
Busyness.
I would
March was busy.
Let's say I would live in a bubble if I could. I'm just a germaphobe that way. But right now, you all should be. Just put your butt in a bubble.
Just your butt.
Because I could smell it.
Because lack of toilet paper.
It all comes back around. No, thanks for hanging out, everybody that came by. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I'm sorry if you disagree with anything I said. Now I'm gonna apologize for having my opinion. I'm not. Take it. You like it. Goodbye.